to this computer, right? Well, that's what I'm recording it to. All right, so are we ready?
Yeah, you want to, I mean, we still got a couple of minutes. You want to just...
Oh, it's 8 o'clock here, so we're going to go live.
Let's do it.
All right, we're going. Add a title. Go live anyway.
Yeah.
It's going, and it's setting up.
All right.
And I know, look at there. It's almost there.
Gavin's here.
All right, and we're live.
We did it.
We're on.
Amazing.
This is
That was
awesome.
flawless. Nice work.
I'm glad we made it through the first step.
Yeah. The rest is going to be smooth sailing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, everyone. We're live. Well, I wanted to just kick it off and just welcome everybody. This is the first Grow a Pear session. Might be the only Grow a Pear session. We'll see how it goes. But thanks for joining us. We got Steve and Adam here. Tom was not able to make it, which is kind of a bummer, but he'll join us for the next one. So we love comments. We'd love to know like where you guys are at in the world, in the country, more realistically, what you're drinking tonight. So feel free to just interact. It's always kind of lame when just one dude's just kind of talking to everybody. So feel free to ask questions or interject, or tell us to watch our language or stop drinking, or whatever you feel like you need to do. But thanks for joining. So we are here to talk about fruits and vegetables. We're going to talk about Juice Plus. And so with us is, first of all, Steve. And Steve is a fundraiser for a major healthcare system in New Jersey. And he's an OCR athlete, more importantly, training for his first Ironman, which is totally badass. And I hope to be there someday. And so he's going to talk to us a little bit about his experience with Juice Plus and how he got into this. And then Adam is kind of new to Juice Plus like me. He's really like focused on the Tower Garden. And so I don't know hardly anything about the Tower Garden, so it's gonna be cool for me to listen to. I mean, besides the fact that it's a garden and a tower, that's all I know. So Adam owns a construction company and works in landscape design, CrossFit athlete as well. So him and I have that in common. So
that was 3 minutes. 3 minutes until you mentioned CrossFit.
Oh, well, and we haven't done vegan yet. So
we haven't. About 4 minutes and we're at vegan. All right. We lost half the audience now that we said those two things.
It had to be mentioned, Whatever. You're vegan too, so don't give me shit about it. I'll just kick it off and start talking a little bit about my experience with Juice Plus. And I'm kind of new to it, and I'm just kind of your corporate knuckle dragger type of guy. I work in commercial real estate, which I love and been doing for almost 20 years. I'm a dad. So between work and being a dad and being super active, that's kind of my life. So my thing is I'm a surfer, so I surf 3 or 4 days a week. I do CrossFit, I run, I bike. Anything I can do outdoors is kind of my thing. And sometimes 2-3 hours a day, up at 5 and getting after it. Not to pat myself on the back, but that's kind of like what led me to where I'm at right now. So my story is like, that's me, that's who I am. I have been kind of training Nikki, or Brooklyn is someone who's trained me in the past, and she's a total badass. Ironman and just crazy workouts, and that's like something her and I have always just kind of connected on. And so it's just someone I trust for kind of for everything. And so I was recovering from an injury, and trying to kind of get after the whole dad thing and work and, staying active. And so I reached out to Nikki, and I was like, hey, you're way cooler than I am. What do you do? Like, I'm plateauing. I can't, my recovery time's down, which, I mean, you guys might be able to identify with. Steve, you're not over 40 yet, are you?
No, I'm not. Even though Jesse wants to continue to say that I'm getting closer and closer, I'm not there yet. No.
Well, it sucks. Don't do it. That's my only advice. It's horrible. So I reached out to Nikki, and I was like, hey, what do you do? What should I do? Just tell me. I mean, I pretty much do whatever she tells me to do anyways. So she was like, hey, have you heard of Juice Plus? And I had. Funny thing is like, I've been giving my kids Juice Plus for years. As I give them the gummies, like the candy gummies, and they're super good actually. And I know it because like when I would start feeling sick, like tickle in your throat, I would take the Juice Plus gummies. That was my thing, but not even like thinking like, hey, there's more to it, or so I jumped in and been doing that now for just like a few months, like 4 or 5 months, I guess it's been, maybe. And so as I was like struggling with recovery, it's really helped me like with just like, it started out, it took me a couple weeks to get up to speed. And, after a couple weeks, I started feeling like more like mental clarity and energy. And, it's not like, it doesn't substitute anything that I was doing. Like I don't know about you guys, like have you guys changed your diet at all? Or has it just been adding on Juice Plus?
I mean, I haven't really changed my diet as much.
Vegan. You're vegan.
Besides, I mean, I am vegan. In case I have to mention it 3 more times now while I speak.
But Jesse told us that being vegan means that you don't wear leather. So I guess we're not really vegan because.
That's right. Since we're not wearing leather, or since we do wear leather, we're not really vegan. So we're vegan-ish, I guess you would say. Yeah. So I guess probably one of the biggest, and it's one of the questions that I was going to ask since they mentioned it in the Facebook group is, how do you think your recovery has changed since you started using, these products?
Yeah, I mean, so for me, like, some of the workouts I do are, it'll be 2-3 hours a day, up at 5 and, 2 days, sometimes 3 days if I can squeeze it in. And so I've found like normally when I would do that, I'd wake up in the morning and you just, if you feel that grogginess or soreness or, it's just hard to like get going, where like, I feel like the biggest thing for me is a lot of that's gone away. And so it's not like I wake up at 5 and I'm, jumping out of bed and doing burpees and jumping jacks, but the energy level has definitely improved.
Yeah, I think I've found the same thing. It's definitely been recovery from workouts. I looked at my Strava before getting on here, and I'm doing between 80 and 100 miles a week of like total exercising, and my joints aren't as painful anymore. I'm not having the same inflammation issues. I'm not having a lot of the issues that I had before using Juice Plus, as far as like IT band issues and ankle issues. And I was just running before and adding mileage in a conservative fashion compared to now, where I think I'm even adding it a little fast.
Yeah.
I really haven't had any of those challenges. So I think that's probably been, one of the key areas where, I found it for us. And I think, one of the other things, we have one of the tower gardens here. Actually, I have 2 tower gardens here at the house. And that's been probably the biggest nutritional change that we've had, is we're growing more of our own food. So I know Adam has a tower garden sitting behind him. I can see it there. Adam, you want to tell us a little bit about the tower garden?
Sure. So, yeah, I'm pretty new to the Juice Plus. I signed up this spring. I've heard about it in the past. Being a landscaper, I was always looking for different methods of growing plants and vegetables. I got really interested in like all the soilless type growing things, and got really into aquaponics about 10 years ago. And then I found out about tower garden. It's just it's really simple. It's easy. It doesn't take up much room, and it's great for small spaces. Anywhere you can grow, you can plug it in and just grow your own food.
So do you are you incorporating this into like projects that you work on? Because you do like landscape design, right?
I have not yet, but I mean, I have a lot of clients that I think would benefit from it. Just being able to put it out on their patios or their porches. So I've been talking to them a lot about them, and getting pretty good feedback.
That's cool.
So how complicated was it to kind of get it started and put it up, and how long has it taken for you to start to see, the product growth, and have you started harvesting yet?
Yeah, so let's see, I started the seeds probably in May. I got a little bit of a late start. So I started in May with the seeds, and then I ended up putting them actually in the tower sometime in June. So now this is like a couple months of growth, but I've been picking stuff off for a while now. So about 4 to 6 weeks, a lot of your leafy type vegetables are ready to go and harvest. A little bit longer for some of your fruiting vegetables like tomatoes and peppers. But yeah.
That's cool.
And have you thought about what you're going to grow when you move it inside yet?
Yeah, so I wanted to keep it outside. Just wanted to try it, see how it did. It got hot pretty quick, so a lot of the lettuce like bolted. But when I bring it in, I'll probably end up growing more lettuce since it'll be cooler. And the one I have is the home edition. The recommended for inside. But I also got the extension, which adds some height to it. And then I did get the LED lights. So the LEDs will fasten on the top, and they kind of hang over like antennas. And it covers the whole thing. So it's basically a 360 growing system.
It's crazy. Can you grow a lot? I mean, it looks like a jungle behind you. Can you grow a lot in that thing? I'd imagine you can. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you grow just about anything. I don't think the rooting vegetables do quite so well, but yeah, there's people that grow all kinds of stuff, strawberries and different types of flowers, like edible flowers, and yeah, just about anything will grow in that.
That's cool.
Yeah, I know that we, in our 1-bedroom apartment at home, before we moved, we had tomatoes growing in the house, and probably the strangest thing with that though is waking up early in the morning and seeing Jesse self-pollinating the plants.
There it is.
Early.
Nice work.
I said I'd put self-pollinating in.
Nice work. I congratulate you.
I had
nice
to make
work.
sure I got self-pollinating into this conversation somehow.
Nice.
As long as you're comfortable self-pollinating, it's a great way to really grow, tomatoes and other fruiting vegetables in the house. So that's when we have 2 here. We're definitely gonna be bringing them.
Now that you have that huge mansion you live in, you guys are gonna have like 10 tower gardens like inside, right?
Yes, yeah. Jesse definitely has plans for her tower garden. At least 1 or 2 more probably somewhere in the future. I wish I could figure out. Adam, why don't you talk us through it since you're showing it? Because I think it's showing just the person speaking right now. So.
All right. So this is the basin. This is cool. So basically just open it up, and I don't know, you can't probably see it well, but there's a pump in there, and basically it's a tube that goes up to the top. It's recirculating, and it goes off I think every 3 minutes or something like that in the outdoors. A little less time. I think it's 15 indoors because it doesn't get as hot and dry out as much. So looks like I need to add a little bit of water. There's a gauge that tells you how much to add. So it's pretty simple. It comes in sections, so you just put them together. I actually haven't even planted all what I could have planted in here, so there's lots more room.
That is wild, man.
My tomatoes, some people put cages on them. I just let them fall to the ground. So,
you have to get in there with a machete to get to the bottom of that thing pretty
yeah,
soon.
yeah. So, I mean, obviously the chard is just massive. There's a tree trunk here.
Yeah.
Cool.
Basil
Basil grows like crazy. Just all kinds of herbs, dill. I think I have some kale in here, but yeah, the leafy things aren't looking so good because it got really hot. And
so you pretty much just like sprinkle different types of seeds in there. You're gonna have to, you don't even know what you put in there until you start picking that out, huh?
Yeah. So what you do at the start, there's they call it rock wool. So it's just a little planting medium. They come in sheets, and you just put the seed in the rock wool, and it's in a tray. Keep it wet, and after a week's time, you'll start to see your sprouts germinate, and then you just introduce it to the system, and the system just keeps it wet. And it literally, I'm pretty busy. I haven't really messed with it much. Obviously, it's kind of a mess, but it just grows. Minimal maintenance, and it's good for those busy people. There's some peppers growing.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I love it. I set up a whole potted system of plants in soil, but the thing is, like, you literally have to water every day for them to grow. But with the tower garden, it's self-watering, and you don't have to worry about having to water it. So
yeah, that's right.
That's
Thanks
the
for showing.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, Steve, I know we're trying to keep this thing to like half an hour, and I think if we can like get through all of our, whatever presentations before our glasses are empty, we'll be better off. So
Well, I just refilled mine. So
what are you drinking? Is that an IPA you're drinking? I was eyeballing it when you were pouring it.
It is an IPA, and so Jesse and I are on the Shred, which is one of the juice.
IPAs are perfect for shreds.
So this one is perfect for a shred because it's a non-alcoholic IPA.
Oh, that's a shame.
So, but it's actually pretty good.
Okay.
It's actually from Athletic Brewing, and I know I'm going to get some crap in the chat from the fact that I'm drinking a non-alcoholic IPA, but it's actually really decent for a non-alcoholic beer.
Well, the Shred is technically like, you're supposed to just cut down on alcohol. You don't have to cut it out.
Right. Yeah. And with, I'm doing a test triathlon Saturday. So I'm trying to at least pretend that I'm racing within, the next 7
The rest of us are not doing a test triathlon, so I'll stick to the whiskey.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is your dad on?
I think my dad is on. I think so. Hi, Dad. It's good that you made it. He's shredding with us, actually, he said. And he has a tower garden.
His name's Walter.
Awesome tomatoes. So it's good for both young and old. Easy to grow at home.
So he said he's going to be drinking a bourbon. So I just wanted to at least cheers your dad. Walter, you're a legend. Thanks for joining us and drinking whiskey with us.
He was out in California with us a couple of years ago golfing out in San Diego. So
yeah,
the West Coast too. Yeah,
I'm actually getting my dad on it as well because he's has not generally taken well care of himself, and now that he's getting up there like we all are, I just signed him up for it, so I'm trying to get him on the same bandwagon.
Yeah,
Like literally just like last week. So
Juice Plus has been great for, I mean, I think everybody could really benefit from it. It's helped us recover better athletically. Jesse has had, great stories about improvements racing and recovering after that. As I said, I see very little pain. My joints are better now after pounding on them from doing CrossFit. There's my mention. That's 20 minutes and 42 seconds.
you outlasted all of us. Nice job.
Thank you. Doing, cross training, running, endurance racing. It's been really good. It's helped my sleep, the omegas that we do. So there's 4 different products. There's a fruit and veggie blend, which is kind of just like the basic. Just if you're going to take something, just that really helps fill the gaps in for, the nutrition that we're all missing. I mean, it gets like 30 different varieties of fruits and vegetables. I can't even name 30 different varieties of fruits and vegetables. So the fact that, there's like all kinds of berries and stuff in there, it's amazing. My dad's drinking Angel's Envy bourbon right now, just for us.
Oh, I love Angel's Envy. Tell him I'm drinking, he might know High West, a High West bourbon.
High West is good stuff.
It's a good stuff. Utah.
So yeah. And
thanks,
then
Walter.
there is the berry blend, which is one of the great, additions. And then the omegas, which I love the omegas because when I was doing CrossFit, I was basically trying anything to recover faster and feel better. Like deer antler velvet, I think someone told me to try. Omegas.
Like you eat that?
No, I didn't do that. But I was like, okay, maybe I'll think about it. And then, Evie and Chris, 2 of our really good friends, introduced this to us. And I was like, all right, if I was going to try deer antler velvet and my wife wanted to try
I'll try anything.
I mean, I'll try a carrot.
Definitely.
Try a carrot. But the omegas, you don't get the fish burps. I was researching omegas previously. You don't have to worry about any of the poisons that come in, the fish stream when you get fish oil straight from, that source. So they just cut straight to the source for that. The protein that they have, the complete protein, we use it in everything, from pancakes to cookies to shakes that we have in the morning to our recovery smoothies. And then the gummies, which I know, that's part of the Kids Eat Free program, which is this awesome program where if you start as an adult, you can sponsor a kid for free. But I use them on my rides. So when I'm biking for an hour and a half, every 30 minutes, instead of opening one of those, goos or gels or packs, something like that, I'm inhaling the gummies. And
you're inhaling them?
I'm eating them. I'm ripping packages and eating them. And, when I ride with people, they're like, what the heck is that? And I explain it to them and then they try it. And then every so often they're like, hey, you got any more of those?
That's awesome. Well, yeah, no, I hear that. Like, I'm actually super careful. Like, I'm always been very cautious about what I put in my body. And like, I'm always skeptical of everything, like I don't, like, even if it's like in a nutrition store, or even like Whole Foods, or unless it's like really natural, I've always been really skeptical of it. So for me, it's like right up my alley, because it's just basic, I mean, it's like a high concentrated, fruit and veggie. So for me, it's kind of a no brainer. So that's why that's why I've been pushing it, is just because like, I don't take anything else. Like I don't take a lot of like supplements, or I do like protein, but I'll do their protein now because it's like food, it's like real food. And that's what I was always after, and just never, again, like as a guy, like, when you're being, sometimes it's pushed on you, or the way it's marketed kind of like threw me off a little bit. But I mean, if you just really like look at the label and read it and whatever, it just, there's nothing like it. So.
Yeah. I agree 200% with you. So I know that there's a bunch of people watching. If anybody has any questions in the chat for us, there's a bunch of guys just hanging out that want to know about, these products. I'm kind of peeking at the chat off screen here. So if you guys have anything, ask away. If not, we'll, sit here and keep talking about our stories and kind of some of those cool, details that we kind of found during all this. And we have a couple more minutes here. So Adam, anything that, you wanted to add in about any of this, or Chris, do you guys have anything else?
I don't know. There's probably a lot of details that I haven't really covered. Like the tower garden. Let's see, it's called aeroponics. So that basically the water, it filters through and cycles. It's not like submersed in water like hydroponics would be. Um, so it's a different type of system. Um, Basically, the plants will get their nutrients from a solution. So you get a nutrient solution and then a mineral solution that you add every time you top the water off. I mean, I don't know. There's not a whole lot really involved with it, but that's the beauty of it. It's really simple. It grows, about 2 to 3 times faster in the tower garden than it would in the ground. You're using way less water. I think it's like 90 something percent. So you're conserving water, and you don't have to use pesticides. It's all clean food. You don't have to go to the grocery store. It's right there. You can grow whatever you want.
Yeah. And a pretty high volume of it too, sounds like. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah. They have I think family kits. They come in like a trio, like 3 of them. So you can kind of split up and plan like which vegetables you want to grow. In each one. You can cycle what you're growing to. So say you want to start lettuce at a certain time. A few weeks later you start some more. So you always have a cycle of lettuce growing.
Yeah.
Awesome. I got 2 questions for the CrossFitter. One.
That's Adam, not me, by the way.
I actually did that. I was saying for you. One, do you feel like your energy increased since you started taking the products? And 2, what would you tell to CrossFitters who are skeptical of trying this?
Adam, you want to do that?
That would be you, Chris.
100%, I've noticed a difference. So like, I'm kind of like, I'm both like a rookie to CrossFit and like a rookie to Juice Plus. So like, I think maybe that's a good thing, because I'm like, just starting out with it in the last like 3 or 4 months. But for me, like CrossFit's already hard enough. I mean, shit, like I've never done like the workouts that they've, the movements they've done or whatever. So it's brand new. So for me, the recovery is super important. And I've noticed a big difference. There's been a couple of days where like I haven't taken Juice Plus, and I definitely will notice a difference when I don't. So for me, it's more like the energy level is there, which I need, because I'm up and I'm usually there by 6 doing it, and my energy is it's not like a spike in energy like you're drinking caffeine. It's more of a sustainable energy level that's increased. So I mean, for me, I've noticed a big difference.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. The difference in the energy has been huge for me, as far as early morning rides or early morning runs, and those sorts of things. To answer one of the other questions, no, there are no fish burps with the Omega blend. The Omega blend is actually made from the algae source. It's grown and used from variety of other plants, but it's from the source where the fish would get it. So you don't get any of the fish burps or those wonderful aftertaste burps. And then I guess kind of another question is, what sets Juice Plus apart from other supplements? For me, I think one, it's the research, the number of independent studies, gold standard studies that have been done on Juice Plus is amazing to me. It's incredible to see big research institutions doing actual research on it. There's no supplement label. It's a food label, so you know what's actually in it. I know when I was taking supplements, they would say it's creatine, but there's no regulation on that industry.
Right.
So I think Juice Plus's control over the product from start to finish, so you know what's in it, is incredibly important, particular to me. And I think the fact that it's the only supplement that I think, I don't want to call it a supplement, it's food. It's even being as plant-based as we are, I know that there are gaps in my nutrition. And so I know it really helps fill those gaps, which I think are the most important thing. And then I think just some of the stories I've heard. Jesse hoodwinked me into going into an event in New York City saying it was going to be fun and saying we're going to go out afterwards. And I found out it was a Juice Plus event. But the doctor that was speaking was a triathlete and was telling how he recovered from a major accident faster, and his bone health was better because of the product. And I think I've seen the same thing. Recovery times from little nagging injuries has just been absolutely huge for me. So I think those are some of the things that set it apart from me.
Yeah. No, I think the thing to remember too, though, is like it's not like it doesn't replace what you're doing. I think that's, I mean, for me, like I'm still doing, you still need the protein shakes and other things. I mean, if you're like really training, it's more just like you said, filling the gaps of what you're missing. And it's not like, like I wouldn't take it and like notice like a crazy difference. You're not going to get like this crazy pump if you're working out or whatever, but it's just really like that baseline of what you need to build on. So, I mean, it'll, you definitely see a big difference, but it's not going to be like, and shouldn't be like some big, and if you're seeing big jumps in like performance and like pumps, and it's generally not natural, right? So like that slower, more like organic, natural supplement is what, is what I've always been after, and more in line with what this is.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the other thing that's really helped us is just, the opportunity we've had to share this. So Jesse and I share this because we're really passionate about it. But it's also had a huge impact in our lives. Financially, you can do this as much or as little as you want. And you can, start by, having fun money for races, which is where we started. And it's really helped, fill in those gaps financially, but not only, as far as, our health goes. So I guess if, there are no other real questions in the chat or, those kinds of things, I guess, get back with the person who invited you to this event to find out more. Chris and Adam, reach out to the people who you invited. I'll talk to my friends about this, and, hit any of us up if you have any questions. Me, Chris, Adam, Evie, Jesse, Nikki, all of us are able to talk about this. So I guess thank you guys for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Next time, we off that shred and do some alcoholic beer next time.
Yeah, next time I was really upset this was during the shred. So next time it will be the alcoholic variety.
We'll plan better.
On alcoholic variety.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, guys.
See you guys.